Let me start recording. Where's okay, if you haven't seen the video, there's a link to it. It's one of my better, sorry, too many tabs here. It's one of my better viewed videos. Most viewed too, I think. In fact, I think it is my most viewed, other than the short. No, actually I think leveling the Demon Hunter before the expansion was actually my most viewed. Oh wait, never mind. The Orc Warrior Hardcore Challenge level 1 to 9 was actually the most viewed, other than the short. Look at that. Okay, so some of the information I talk about, you probably want to watch that video if you want to see my theory on the ending of the Shepherd's story. So let me look here. I'm trying to put this together. So as I played the Mass Effect story over the years, it seemed to me like there was maybe something hidden in the. See, I'm not a, like, I don't know a lot about stuff. I know, what do you call it? I guess like the ideas, like subtext, narrative, themes. Like, I don't know what that stuff is. I never studied it. I just play games and I kill. That's all I do. But I kept... See, I probably had a different view because I found a few codexes before, when I played Mass Effect in 2008. And one is for the Catalyst, the little AI brat. And I think I was looking at the story completely different than most of the player base. So I was thinking that Mass Effect was more of a sci-fi horror game. I was thinking sci-fi psychological horror. And at the time I didn't even read Lovecraft, H.P. Lovecraft, but I still thought the Leviathans and Reapers were Not somewhat similar to Mass Effect. I mean, somewhat similar to maybe Silent Hill 2, if you guys are familiar with those, with that. And I know I said that the there's probably a collective consciousness. But I think people count it off as the Matrix. But actually in 1998, there was a movie called The Sphere. And it was more of a psychological horror. But in that movie, I think it's based more off Sphere than it is Matrix. I think people, because they think the Matrix, they think that automatically dumbs down the movie or narrative or game. See, this is from the movie. And the whole movie is about a sphere, which, you know, looks like here. It looks like Leviathan spheres. So I don't think they took the Matrix. I think they took inspiration from Sphere. There's also a shared consciousness in this game, in that movie. So if you want to watch something that has that, watch Sphere. It's not exactly Mass Effect story, but I think it's more based off Sphere than it is Matrix. Okay. Okay, so let me see if I can find. Okay, I'm looking at one of the comments on YouTube. Where did I save this at? Okay, so it's So, when I talk about the ending of Mass Effect, I'm not talking about indoctrination. Indoctrination and enthrallment are a part of this, the series. Even if people don't like it, it doesn't change anything. I don't care if you like indoctrination or not, or enthrallment, it's part of the narrative. Okay, so man. Okay, so from Forbes, like who can you trust in fucking Forbes? What communist pieces of shit? BioWare confirms once and for all Mass Effect 3's indoctrination theory wasn't true. I mean, technically you could say this and still have indoctrination theory true. And the guy who's saying this, the indoctrination theory is a really interesting theory, but it's entirely created by the fans. No, it's not. Okay, so indoctrination wasn't his intent. So here's the thing. So the main BioWare team has never said if indoctrination's theory or not true or not. And I don't think this is indoctrination, I think it's enthrallment. We haven't even seen a Reaper yet. Chris Helper. That's the guy who's saying that. So someone in my comments said that BioWare confirmed. BioWare themselves haven't confirmed. Ex-employees have. So if I Google up Chris Hepler, I get this website. So he says, okay, so he says right here, I helped out a little on the first Mass Effect. I was on a separate project at the time, and all the BioWare writers pitched in at the 11th hour to play test it and give some feedback before release. My suggestions helped out with a few details like Solarian biology and the Codex entries. So he wasn't even a part of the Mass Effect team. So the only thing he had to do with Mass Effect 1 was to play test it and give feedback. And Solarian Biology Codex, okay? He was suddenly transferred to Mass Effect 2. He claims that 3 of the 6 writers just left and a 4th broke his shoulder. My job was to cover the codex entries, galaxy map, and weapon text in the main game and a lot of the DLC. So the details like the Thanix Canyon and write-ups of planets like Beckenstein were me. I was also responsible for the daily in-universe news reporting, the Cerberus Daily News. Okay. I stayed on for the duration of Mass Effect 3, writing Thane, ED, and a few missions. A ton of the Codex and Galaxy Map text. And on launch day, I created an Alliance News Network Twitter event as reporter Emily Wong, essentially live blogged the apocalypse. So he says there was a 4th Mass Effect that came out in 2017, Andromeda. I was only on that project for a few months before leaving BioWare. My only contribution that is likely to have stayed in the game is calculating how long the journey from the Milky Way galaxy to Andromeda would take. Okay, so given what this guy says, I don't trust that he would have been a part of the main writers. Like this, he wasn't a main writer. Let me see if I can find. If I can link the actual goddamn comment. Okay, so what one of the comments said on the YouTube video was, I finally managed to find the answer the devs gave after indoctrination theory was made. Let me open this in a different window, hold on. Okay, so it's taken from this comment. I finally managed to find the answers the devs gave after indoctrination theory was made. So I still contend that indoctrination is a major part of the game. However, I don't believe in the indoctrination theory that the final run up to the beam was the Reaper's attempt to indoctrinate. Once the signal is heard, it's instantaneous. The mind starts being rewritten by that signal. On top of that, my theory is that the Leviathans and Reapers are so advanced that once the signal is heard, instantaneous indoctrination happens. They're put into a docile or comatose state, one or the other. I don't think there is actually any war that happens. So the idea that the Reapers are trying to indoctrinate Shepard over the game, if you don't have instant indoctrination or enthrallment, then okay. But the main indoctrination theory is that Shepard, the final part of the Shepard, when Shepard runs up to the beam and is hit by Harbinger's laser, that's the indoctrination attempt. That is factually wrong from the first time we learn about indoctrination. Indoctrination is a signal that's pulsed out, And then the organic mind changes and rewrites itself. In any length of time, even an instant is enough to indoctrinate anyone over time. Once the signal are heard, there's no going back. So then he quotes, the indoctrination theory is a really interesting theory, but it's entirely created by the fans. And this is Chris Hepler talking. He's quoting, while we made some of the endings a little trippy because Shepard is a breath away from dying, it's entirely possible there's some subconscious power to the kid's words. We never had the sort of meetings you'd need to have to properly seed it through the game. We weren't that smart. Well, I'd change it to he's not that smart. By all means, make mods and write fanfiction about it and enjoy whatever floats your boat, because it's a cool way to interpret the game, but it wasn't our intention and we didn't write that. Okay, but this is coming from the guy who had he wasn't part of the main writing team. He wasn't even part of Mass Effect 1, other than the Codex. Other than what he says, the Solarian Biology Codex and the playtest. Okay, so Mass Effect 2, he covered the Codex, Galaxy Map, Weapon Text, and DLC. In the main game, a lot of DLC. Write-ups for some of the planets like Bekenstein. And he was also responsible for the daily in-universe news reporting. Mass Effect 3. Okay, so he does go to writing Thane and EDI. And a few missions. And Codex, Galaxy Map Test. Alliance News Network Twitter event. So what this looks like to me is that he wasn't with Mike Gamble, Drew Carpachon, or who's the other writer? I don't remember his name right now. So I think. So I'd say that Chris Hepler is a non-reliable source, because he wouldn't have been. I mean, I assume there's a hierarchy to the writers, and there's only a few writers who actually know the main story, and then no one else does because you wouldn't want the leaks to come out about indoctrination and enthrallment. But that's just me theorizing. I can't prove to that. He seems unreliable to me, that he would have had the main. It doesn't seem like at any point, no matter. He would have had the main narrative of the game. I think probably Drew, the main writers, Drew, Mike Gamble, whoever the other guy was, the three main writers, they might have only had that information. And again, I'm talking about enthrallment theory, not indoctrination. Enthrallment and indoctrination are too powerful to keep out of the story. When you write some technology that powerful, it's impossible. It has to be part of the main story. So I'd say for the devs, confirming that indoctrination theories true or not true, I would say it's Chris Hepler's not, he wasn't high enough in the hierarchy to know if the story was true. He probably the scripts he got didn't mention it because he wasn't main Mass Effect team, and he wasn't one of the 3 writers, so he was just writing supplemental stuff. Okay, so let me go. I'll just go on this guy's comment here. So he says here, I did some research because my theory is different from yours. I concluded that if we destroy the Reapers, the next Mass Effect could only be a war against Leviathan. And I'm very disappointed to learn that devs clearly said they're not the next antagonist. Yeah, I haven't looked into Mass Effect, the next Mass Effect much. I just have a few pictures I know of. Yeah, I would agree, because the Leviathans, just like the Starbrat said, they were also part of the conflict. I mean, I'm not aware of anyone else that would be the next villain. It would have to be Leviathan. I think at some point we'll see Leviathan. I don't think we're seeing the true form, because if we're in a Leviathan hallucination, I don't think we're seeing the true form of Leviathan, maybe, or even of the Reapers. I think we're seeing a misdirect by the Leviathans. If you played Mass Effect Andromeda, I think probably the Leviathans. Also, I don't think, just like I said, the Protheans are not a one-to-one translation of the name. Also, Leviathans are not. Reapers or yeah, Prothean, Reaper, Leviathan. They're not one-to-one translations of the name. I think probably before the Leviathans, they probably were called multiple things over different cycles. But I think at one time in Mass Effect Andromeda, the Leviathans were called the Jarden. The Reapers were probably called Ket. The AI is Remnant. And at some point, the Leviathans were called... I don't know if they're called Prothean or if it's the Prothean Empire that is... I think it's the Enthralled. Species are called. And the Reapers... the Leviathans are probably the Jarden of Mass Effect Andromeda. Okay. Okay, so we're 5 minutes. He says it's 5 minutes later. He doesn't follow anymore. We haven't seen a single instance of beacons enthralling anyone. Spheres, absolutely, but not the beacons. Well, the thing is that the first beacon, if it enthralled, we wouldn't know later. You see? Yeah, see, I don't like talking about conjecture on technology because unless the dev said it or a codex says it, we're left up to interpretation, you know? So I haven't seen a single instance of beacons enthralling anyone. Technically, we wouldn't see it if the first beacon enthralled Shepard, and we're already in the hallucination after. Technically, we wouldn't see an instance of a beacon enthralling anyone because we're already enthralled. Again, that first beacon was said to be a galaxy-wide communications network. Yeah, I mean, we see spheres directly controlling people, but not the beacons. I can't think of a beacon enthralling anyone either. Again, unless the first beacon enthralled Shepard. We're given no information on beacons, so it's kind of hard to say if we don't see it in game or... I would have to see. I don't have information from the comics or the books. It could be that in the comics or books, a beacon is shown to enthrall someone. So are the relays in the Citadel, Leviathan made and repurposed, are really made because of Protheans, who are Leviathans? You know what, I kind of assumed that the relays were not Leviathan or Reaper made. I think once the Leviathans created the AI to protect organic life, I think the AI ran tests through the cosmos like Leviathan said, and I think the relays sped up the cycle. I don't know if the relays are even Reaper made. They're probably AI made. Because the AI's purpose was to... So the before the Reapers were even a thing, that was Leviathan, and then the creation of the AI. And before the AI was Leviathan, but when the Leviathan says that the AI needed data collected from the cosmos, I think the Mass Effect relays were created to speed up movement through the systems and through the because you need information from Mass Effect Andromeda. The Remnant was able to create life and planets and run a simulation on a cosmic level, or at least a galaxy-wide level. So the mass relays, I think, are a leftover from the AI running cycles throughout the cosmos. And I think probably the Reapers repurposed it, because the Reapers came after the AI. So I believe the Leviathans, a splinter group of Leviathans, merged with Remnant AI and became the Reapers. The real difference between the Reapers and Leviathans is the Leviathans didn't kill the organic races they enthralled, but the Reapers believe themselves to be superior. So they take the whole of the species and integrate it into their DNA. But they don't care about lesser species. Remember, the Reapers believe the Leviathans just took technology and information and integrated it into their DNA. The Reapers they think they're doing you a gift by ascension. You're becoming one of them through their DNA. That's their gift to you. It kills you, but that's their gift to you. The Thorian. So before the Reaper came, Leviathan had a galaxy-wide empire, lorded over all their thralls. Also, doesn't that remind you of a much bigger scale about the Thorian, a much larger scale? I don't know who the Thorian is. I kind of assumed the Thorian was it could be a Leviathan. I don't think we've seen the true form of Leviathan or the Reapers. I think that's Leviathan changing the perception to keep them. They're keeping themselves hidden. I don't know, Thorian. The Thorian just could have been another species that was growing that was forgotten about. Because the Thorian seems to be on the same... It seems to be on the same evolutionary path as the Leviathans. Again, if we're in the hallucination, it could be that's actually more closely how a Leviathan evolved. Maybe before the enthrallment was made, that's how they enthralled. Wait, maybe before they created the beacons and spheres, maybe they enthralled a different way. Okay. How would they have traveled from system to system to create the Empire? Even if they later rely on spheres to control them remotely, they would have had to reach them first to place the spheres. Well, them are a thrall they made on their own planet and used as emissary. Mm-hmm. Well, I don't think we even know how old the Mass Effect universe is. I assume the Leviathans, Reapers, and AI have faster than light travel. I bet they don't even need relays. Because in Mass Effect Andromeda, we don't use relays. There's no relays in Andromeda. The ship itself in Andromeda fall into their own Mass Effect vacuum, their own Mass Effect field. So they basically have a relay built into them. The whole population of every species was under thrall. Under enthrallment would be too difficult to puppeteer so many individuals, yes. They made the species see them as gods to worship, yes. They would have communicated with their gods, masters, and through the beacons. Yeah, I think the Asari on Thessia, that's how it is. Yeah. So he says right here the message has some sort of compulsion attached to it when it's in order. Yeah, I mean the Reapers don't control directly either. At least for the basic indoctrination signal has no change to it. When when the Reapers take control of someone directly, they have to have nanites in their body. Also, we have no idea if the beacons go both ways. Actually, we do. Vermeer. We talk allegedly to Harbinger through the beacon. Okay, let me see if there's any other comments here. I'm on the tally part now, where you show inconsistencies between when she arrived at the Citadel with the recordings versus when the Eden Prime battle happened. And you're right, there are inconsistencies all around that don't necessarily point to a deeper meaning, but just small mistakes from the devs. Okay, so what I'm trying to do is gather data on the story. I'm not trying to tell anyone anything. I'm just saying that if you take the information in light of Reaper indoctrination and Leviathan enthrallment, then what we know of either, once the signal's heard, instantaneous indoctrination should happen. There is also, in the Codex, a form of indoctrination that is slow, that allows the thrall to last days or weeks. And the problem is, with that timeline, Shepard's alive for 3 years. I mean, Shepard's in a coma for 2 of those years. And then we wake up in Mass Effect 2. So a 3-year time span happens. The inconsistencies, I'm trying to point enough inconsistencies out that are kind of absurd, that it's not, maybe it's not just errors, it's something you can connect to the base lore of the game. I mean, Tali, so the Eden Prime happened. Shepard's unconscious for 15 hours, less than 15 hours, so sometime 14 hours. And then Tali has has the recording from a few days ago, is what the doctor said. That's easily an inconsistent. That's easily a writer error. Just writing down a few days. I mean, that's so easy to do, you know. I'm not taking that. I'm taking that along with the effort that they also changed Tali's story in Mass Effect 3. I mean, that's, so you got a small error like that that's easily written off. I mean, I don't put having Tali have a recording a few days ago, that's such a small error to make, but to actively have additional information added to Tali's story in Mass Effect 3 is what looks more suspicious to me as a pattern than just, you know, the few days. I mean, honestly, I don't give much to the few days, but the few days, along with Tali not having her own ship, also in Mass Effect 3, she adds that she somehow finds Geth, isolates one and deactivates it, even though the Geth are a shared collective. Somehow she gets away with it. She then stows away on a Turian freighter. Oh, no, sorry. I'm not 100% sure. I think what she does, she goes to Ilium. She's attacked by Saren there. She then goes to... stows away on a Turian freighter, and then just miraculously happens to go to the Citadel. All within 15 hours. From the far rim all the way to the other side of the galaxy map. That's more inconsistent than just a... that points at a pattern to me, not the accidentally writing a few days. Other than that, like the just saying Tally has a few days. It's so easy that it's not. I mean, writing a few days could be just so easily mistaken in massive amount of writing that I wouldn't put much credit to it, except that her story changes again in Mass Effect 3. Shepard is unique in that she can't be enthralled or indoctrinated. I think Shepard probably has a rare... There's probably a few characters in the story that have a rare genetic anomaly to resist enthrallment and indoctrination, but they do go through the symptoms. All the characters I can find do go through some symptom, even if they're not fully enthralled or indoctrinated. But Shepard does go through the symptoms, so does James Vega. I also think Shepard's willpower also aids in that ability to resist the illusion. Okay. However, every time we find a sphere or Reaper artifact or went into the dead Reaper where countless humans have been indoctrinated, we always had our squad with us. Yes. So every time we found the sphere or Reaper artifact, we went into the dead Reaper or went into the dead Reaper where countless humans have been indoctrinated. Yes, that's the key. Listen to what they say. Shepard goes through the same effects as those characters who have been indoctrinated and enthralled. However, Shepard, because of his genetic disposition, I believe is immune or highly resistant to indoctrination. I think at the end of the story, you can become enthralled and indoctrinated. It depends on what you choose. Obviously, if you choose control, you're indoctrinated. If you choose synthesis, you're probably indoctrinated. If you choose destroy, you're probably indoctrinated too. But at least with the control and synthesis, I think you're fully indoctrinated. Destroy. If you pick destroy, you keep to your main objective, which was always to defeat the Reapers. However, thinking that the Reapers would give you an I win button to kill all of them is absurd. Well, here's 3 beams. One of them kills all of us. Here, you have your pick. We also transported a sphere with us for a long while during Mass Effect. Yeah, Firewalker. We had like, what, half a sphere? Never did any of them get indoctrinated either. How and why? Okay, I think James Vega is one of the rare... Is also... I can point to 3 characters. Shepard, James Vega, and Dr. Manuel. They're highly resistant or immune to indoctrination or enthrallment, but they still go through the same effects. It's just you have to watch how they act. I can prove James Vega is going through effects of indoctrination or enthrallment. I think even if Mass Effect, oh, what was I saying? Man. Okay, remember by this point, I think they're already in the illusion, right? However, they also go through the effects. If they're, oh, that's what I was saying. I think indoctrination and enthrallment, because, sorry, enthrallment and indoctrination, because indoctrination is a refined version of enthrallment. Um, they both probably share the same effects. But but in the main game, Shepard goes through the same effects of the indoctrination symptoms. But I believe this indoctrination symptoms are also the same effects since indoctrination enthrallment led to indoctrination. They probably share the same effects. So there is uh, so let me look. So there's some stuff in the movie, in the comic books, and um uh what else is there? What other media there are other effects of indoctrination. So if we have Reaper indoctrination, this is from the Codex. Uh, Organics ongoing indoctrination may complain of headaches and buzzing or ringing in their ears. As time passes, they have feelings of being watched and hallucinations of ghostly presences. Ultimately, the Reaper gains the ability to use the victim's body to amplify its signal, manifesting as alien voices in the mind. Reaper suggestions can manipulate victims into betraying friends. Okay. Reaper suggestions can manipulate victims into betraying friends. So we have to be aware of any time Shepard can betray a squad member. Shepard can shoot to death Kaidan, Ashley, Rex, Morden, uh, um, Shepard and Anderson wanted to destroy the Reapers up until the final moments. So that could be seen as a betrayal of Anderson. Shepard also shoots Anderson, and all Shepards in Mass Effect 3 shoot Anderson. And Shepard shoots Anderson while hearing alien voices in his mind. Now, obviously, it says the Reaper gains the ability to use the victim's body to amplify its signal. They're using They're in the last Mass Effect 3. They're using the Elusive Man's body to amplify the signal, and what we see happen is the Elusive Man. When we see the Elusive Man show up, we see effects of indoctrination on Shepard, and we see uh, Shepard shoot Anderson because the Elusive Man is indoctrinated, and they're using the Elusive Man to amplify the signals. At the same time, Shepard is seeing the oily shadows and the whispering. Trusting enemies. Never once until Mass Effect, until the ending of Mass Effect, when you're talking to Starbrat. Never once can you side with the Elusive Man. You can't even side with him while you're talking to him. And this would put up us with the timeline. Slow, patient indoctrination allows the thrall to last for months or years. Mass Effect 1 to Mass Effect 3 is 3 years. Okay. So, never did any of our squad mates get indoctrinated either. How or why? Okay. Um, it depends how you look at it. Ashley attempts to we might not see it in the first part. Like, okay, so let's go here. Okay, so if we re-examine uh the dialogue and how Ashley and Caden react during the first mission. Again, indoctrination is not outright shooting people, but it's clear that Ashley and Caden no longer trust us, Shepard, and then even to the point where uh, maybe if we re-examine how Ashley and Caden are reacting, it could be that they're mad Shepard worked with Cerberus, or it could be the effects of indoctrination, slowly betraying friends. And it even gets to the point in and I don't have the timestamp. It even gets to the point of Caden and Ashley trying to shoot Shepard in the Priority Citadel mission. And then that's what leads to being able... That's the point where Shepard can shoot Ashley or Kaidan. You can take it off. You can take it as indoctrination symptoms. I mean, it could be written off as you know, Kaidan doing his job, are the indoctrination symptoms trying to get Kaidan to shoot Shepard. Ah, look at that. Stall time.
Cerberus took out the shuttle. Everyone back to the elevator. Move!
It depends how you look at this. Don't be stupid, Kaidan.
Shepard, what's going on?
Don't be indoctrinated, Kaidan.
Blocking our escape. She's with Cerberus.
Put away the weapon. You don't want this to get ugly.
Do it. Try it, Kaidan. You dumb son of a bitch.
Trust me, that bastard has it coming.
Yeah, that bastard is one of the last human leaders in Citadel space, Commander.
Would I do this if I weren't dead certain, Kaidan? Would I? Odin is behind this attack. The Solarian Counselor confirmed it.
Please, you have no proof. You never do.
There are Cerberus soldiers in the elevator shaft behind us. If you open that door, they'll kill you all.
That's nice armor, Garrus. Don't be stupid,
What
Kaidan.
Shepard says is possible. Unlikely, but possible.
I'll blast your ass.
We don't have time to debate this. We're dead if we stay out here. I'm overriding the lock.
Again, how do you look at that? Do you want to see it as indoctrination effects? That Kaidan and Ashley are paranoid? I didn't select the option, but you can. I can shoot Kaidan right there. I'm not aware of anyone else. Rex, Shepard can shoot Rex on Mass Effect 3. Shoot Mordin, Kaidan, Ashley, and I'm not sure. You can also betray everyone in Mass Effect 3. You can betray Mordin. You can sabotage the Shroud. You can sabotage the Genophage cure. And just because a character doesn't say they have a headache, doesn't mean they don't have a headache. And I just had the codex open. Okay. So maybe Kaidan and Ashley are hearing the suggestions. Maybe this whole time after Mass Effect 2. Maybe the whole time after Mass Effect 1, because Kaidan and Ashley are also mad at Shepard. It could be the suggestions. Okay. May complain of headaches. I don't have any footage ready, but pay attention to every time Shepard grabs her head, or his head. There's multiple times where it happens. Okay. Organics undergoing indoctrination may complain of headaches and buzzing or ringing in their ears. So I noticed this my first Mass Effect playthrough. So this is James Vega. James Vega was also part of... He was also on Eden Prime. And Vega also sacrificed the colony to destroy a collector ship. Basically the same thing Shepard did. Except James Vega only destroyed the collector ship. So there was actually 2 collector ships. So organics undergoing Reaper indoctrination may complain of buzzing or ringing in their ears.
I'm ready to see Earth again, Shepard. Scuttlebutt says we're going to Thessia. I'll bet Doc's gonna want to go. I know I... Hey.
Oh, wrong one.
Hanging in there.
Oh. Wrong one again.
Do you hear that hum? Is that just me? Do you hear that hum? Is that just me? Do you hear that hum? Is that just me?
Organics undergoing indoctrination may complaining or buzzing or ringing in their ears. This is, you can get this easily. Just go talk to James, and then throughout the game, it's a random. When you go talk to the squad mates, it's randomly picked what they say, so you might not hear it.
Do you hear that hum? Is that just me?
Never in the game is buzzing, is humming, or voices in the mind ever linked to anything else. But I believe they're probably the same effects of enthrallment. And for and another effect.
But I think you're a hell of a...
It's not the right video. Okay, so this is from the movie I bought. It's from the Paragon Lost. This is near the end of it. This is
We've analyzed your report.
okay. That's Hackett and that's Anderson. At this point, and Paragon lost, James he sacrificed the colony to destroy the second collector ship. There was actually two of them. Shepard destroyed the other one.
Vega. Now, is there anything else you wish to add to the official record before we make our final determinations?
No, sir. It's all there.
We understand that you found yourself facing a very difficult decision, Lieutenant. And you chose to rescue a single civilian carrying intel on these collectors at the costs of hundreds of colonists' lives.
We don't envy you that position, son. This intel will not only help us stop the collectors in the short term, but in the long term, it will aid humanity with ship and weapons technology.
And again, I'm not looking for bad writing. I'm looking for a pattern in the story. Because some of the stuff in Mass Effect, either the writing is so bad, or that they're hinting at something else.
You also proved the effectiveness of an antidote that will protect our people against the collector swarms.
It will aid humanity with ship and weapons tech.
You hear that? Let me replay that.
That position, son. This intel will not only help us stop the collectors in the short term, but in the long term, it will aid humanity with ship and weapons technology.
You also proved the effectiveness of an antidote that will protect our people against the collector swarms.
You also... Listen to that one more time.
It will aid humanity with ship and weapons technology.
You also proved the effectiveness of an antidote that will protect our people against the collector swarms.
Proven effective antidote for a solution to the collector swarms. This is prior to Mass Effect. Takes place basically as soon as Shepard wakes up. They don't know. Even Anderson doesn't know if Shepard's alive yet or not. So if there was an antidote to the collector's stasis, why didn't Admiral Hackett give it to Shepard? Why did we have to recruit Morden? Almost like James and Shepard are going through the same hallucination, huh? So in the story, there's a antidote you can drink, and it'll make you immune to the seeker swarms. That information is not given to Shepard because we have to go recruit Morden, who makes a antidote in the hard suit. Why not give Shepard the antidote? Is that bad writing, or is that pointing at something?
In short, you're a hero, and for exemplary service to the Alliance, you're being commended. Congratulations, Lieutenant Commander Vega.
Okay, so they make him Lieutenant Commander.
Congrats.
Your new orders, son.
Perhaps you'll follow in Shepard's footsteps after all. You might even work together.
Sir?
If you notice that medal on his chest, the blue one, that is a Forever Normandy sticker. It's metal. So at the time of Mass Effect 1, James Vega was on Eden Prime. He was part of Ashley's squad. Ah, bruv. No, there's another thing here to pay attention to. So he's got the commendation, Lieutenant Commander.
Turns out the reports of Shepard's death were, well, let's just say premature.
So, what'd they give you, thank you?
Okay, now listen to this part.
Let's see it. Oh, hot damn. They want you to put in for the N7 program. You'll be with the best of the best. Right up there with Commander Shepard. Just saying, you know. Look, I don't know if this means anything to you.
Okay, so that's when James Vega got his N7 commendation.
What did you do when they
Now let's listen to what he tells Shepard in Mass Effect 3.
asked you to join the N7 program? I mean, was it a no-brainer for you, or did you think about it before accepting?
The N7 program is a big deal, but it's also a big commitment.
I hear that.
You get the best training, best equipment, best assignments.
And they expect the best in return.
Yes, they do. Why are you asking?
Well, even all the shit that's going on, somebody somewhere managed to track me down and forward an N7 commendation. It's dated the same day the Reapers attacked Earth.
You don't sound too...
Wait, what?
All the shit that...
Training, best equipment.
Man, now I have to splice that video back together again. Man, I don't know when I cut off. Let me watch the video back. All right, I'll just redo this little segment. Okay, let me just replay this shit.
We've analyzed your report.
Okay, so we're here. So there's a lot of inconsistencies here. One, we're in Paragon Lost. Paragon Lost came out before Mass Effect 3. At this point, they don't know if Shepard's alive or not. James Vega destroyed a collector ship by sacrificing Colony. But there's also all these other little consistencies. This is prior to Mass Effect 3. Why is the Citadel over Earth when the Citadel never leaves the location it's in? Again, is this bad writing, or is this hinting at something? But this could be anything. However, so after the completing of the mission, Vega destroys the collector ship, sorry.
We've analyzed your report, Vega.
Anderson and Hackett.
Now, is there anything else you wish to add to the official record?
Give James Vega a commendation.
No, sir. It's all there.
We understand that you found yourself facing a very difficult decision, Lieutenant. And you chose to rescue a single civilian carrying intel on these collectors at the costs of hundreds of colonists' lives.
We don't envy you that position, son. This intel will not only help us stop the collectors in the short term, but in the long term, it will aid humanity with ship and weapons technology.
You also proved the effectiveness of an antidote that will protect our people against the collector swarms.
We've also provided a antidote that's drank that will protect people from the collector swarm. So if this happened prior to Mass Effect 2, why did we need to recruit Mordin? If James Vega already provided an antidote to the collector swarms.
In short, you're a hero, and for exemplary service to the Alliance, you're being commended. Congratulations, Lieutenant Commander Vega.
Yeah, he goes up in rank.
Congrats.
Your new orders, son.
Perhaps you'll follow in Shepard's footsteps after all.
Smithers!
Might even work together.
Sir? Turns out the reports of Shepard's death were, well, let's just say premature.
To the best. So, what'd they give you, thank you? Let's see it. Oh, hot damn. They want you to put in for the N7 program. You'll be with the best of the best. Right up there with Commander Shepard. Just saying, you know.
Okay. Multiple inaccuracies there. So if the Alliance had antidotes to the Collector swarms prior to the events of Mass Effect 2, why was none of the antidote given out to anyone? Why was Shepard not even given the antidote? What was the point of recruiting Morden Solus then? And we learned that Hackett and Anderson gave James the N7 commendation prior to the events of Mass Effect 2, or just at the start of Mass Effect 2.
What did you do when they asked you to join the N7 program?
And then listen to James Vega in Mass Effect 3.
I mean, was it a no-brainer for you, or did you think about it before accepting?
The N7 program is a big deal, but it's also a big commitment.
I hear that.
You get the best training, best equipment, best assignments.
And they expect the best in return.
Yes, they do. Why are you asking?
Well, even all the shit that's going on, somebody somewhere managed to track me down and forward an N7.
What? Even all the shit that's going on, somebody somewhere managed to track me down and forward an N7 commendation.
Commendation. It's dated the same day the Reapers attacked.
It's dated the same day the Reapers attacked Earth. I'm either showing you guys that the Mass Effect story was written by the stupidest fucking people possible, the stupidest fucking writers ever, or there's an underlying theme going on in Mass Effect. It's one or the other. Either Mass Effect is actually the worst fucking game ever created, or there's something hinting that they had a different idea for the series. You can't... The stuff I'm showing you guys, you can't get... This is either enthrallment or indoctrination, or it's the worst, stupidest people on Earth who created this game and somehow got lucky and created a masterpiece. It seems to me like there's something else going on. We're the same writers. Let me look. Well, let me look. Written by Henry Gilroy. Okay, so I'm not seen. If it's not planned, bruv, then it's the luckiest people ever. Okay, so all I can see is Henry Gilroy. Okay, so the question on the thing was, every time we found a sphere or Reaper artifact or went into Dead Reaper where countless humans had been indoctrinated, we always had our squad with us. Never did any of them get indoctrinated either. How or why? They're not outright indoctrinated, but this is clearly, I believe, an effect of indoctrination or enthrallment. James Vega's story in Paragon Lost is almost the same as Shepard's. They both well, Shepard didn't sacrifice the colony, but Jacob sacrificed the colony to destroy a collector ship. There was actually 2 collector ships. Shepard destroyed the other one. But how do you have you can't have, it's too, I mean, if that's bad writing. If that's actually, if indoctrination and enthrallment's not true, then that's bad writing. I'm not sure on this part. Enthrallment, I can understand to a point. We see it as Leviathan actively using the orb to control individuals. Okay, but I think, Dusty, I think so I think the whole point here is so he said this multiple times now. Leviathan actively using the orb to control individuals, but not the beacons. So I see this. The underlying thing is that I think the beacons also have there could be so if we're on Eden Prime, if we're playing Mass Effect 1, there could be additional orbs on Mass Effect on Eden Prime that we don't know about. We just don't see them on story. However, that's outside the gameplay. I can't prove that. I mean, I would assume that there'd be multiple spheres or beacons on Eden Prime, but you can't prove one way or the other. So I write that off. We don't see the beacon again. If we don't see the beacons enthrall people, if we're still in the coma on Eden Prime, then then the first beacon we see is our source of the enthrallment. However, the beacon explodes, so it technically should go away. But I think like indoctrination, once the signal's heard, it's instantaneous. There's no time between that. But I can't prove that other than I don't think there's actually a war that actually happens. This once the signal's heard, indoctrination, enthrallment, and they're prepared for ascension. But that's just my theory. I can't. Other than Leviathan saying there is no war, there's only the harvest. I can't prove that. Okay, then he gives out his this guy puts out his theory. I'm not going to read all this. I might do this as that's a lot to read. I'm already 1 hour 30 minutes into this. Okay, so I wanted to provide some more evidence here. If I can find... Oh, I did find that posting. So before Mass Effect 3 was released, there was a Alliance News Network account that was made. So it says here, this is from Emily Wong, trying to run away from the Reapers. Radio says Alliance Dreadnought shot down over Vancouver. I thought they couldn't go in atmosphere. So what I could find from that is one, Shepard sees that happen. So like I was saying, there's a shared collective consciousness. Shepard sees this event. However, in game, again, is this Mass Effect 3 right here, bruv? Yes, the thing I'm looking at. Okay, Shepard actually sees this. Okay, Alliance Dreadnought shot down over Vancouver. We're in Vancouver right now. The reason we're in Vancouver is because in Mass Effect, that's where the Alliance headquarters. Okay.
Take a running jump.
Yeah, we see it. We got some new stuff in Mass Effect 3. We got oh, look at that, we do. A roll based off the direction. Tell us, Pass Odin. Of your input. Oh, look at that.
Come on, let's go.
I bet that won't be a problem, will it, Pass Odin? We're in London right now, bruv. No, we're in Vancouver, dumbass. Idiot. Past Odin. You need to look out. Be careful, bruv. It smells like piss. It's still... Whatever. It still smells like piss. That's see, that's why I was confused. It still smells like piss. Smells like piss and bacon. Oh,
The moon.
man, I really wish you had finer control over.
APT.
Okay. Christ in heaven. Stop. Stop. Oh wait, maybe it's farther than. Maybe it's farther than I think it is. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Okay. There we go. Okay, there's the Alliance Dreadnought. Radio says Alliance Dreadnought shot down over Vancouver. I thought they couldn't go in atmosphere. That's not an Alliance Dreadnought. That's actually a Alliance cruiser. Could be bad writing. Whoever animated the cruiser could have thought it was a dreadnought, and I mean, how lucky can you get? I mean, I wish I could create a game with this many errors and.
Some ammo.
Again, some stuff like that, I could say that's, you know, maybe they meant to write cruiser in the text and accidentally wrote dreadnought. That's a small. Some of this stuff I'm not looking at as 100% to think to say it. I'm just looking at, again, I'm just looking at a pattern. I'm looking for a pattern. Is this horrible writing, or is this hinting maybe at a collective hallucination? But I can see, I mean, I can bring up so much evidence that I don't even have like I don't even have time to freaking film it. I couldn't find out if Alliance dreadnoughts could go in atmosphere. It seems that they can't. It's basically because they don't have they don't have an active thruster like a regular ship does. They can't generate. They can't. It doesn't say they can't go in atmosphere. It says they can't land on planets. So this could just be misinterpreted lore. You know, maybe he got confused and thought if they can't land on planet, they can't go in atmosphere. See, small things like that I can let pass. I'm not trying to use that. Sometimes it's important to stop when you're doing stuff, especially like in a game where you have, especially like in a game of Mass Effect where your pace is set by how fast you want to get that momentum going. You know, because Mass Effect's a combat game. You don't want to.
Resources into Lazarus. Obviously, he has some kind of plan for you.
We check. Anyone on this frequency? Anybody still alive out there?
Jacob, I should have known your conscience would get the better of you.
Lying to the commander isn't the way to get her to join.
Okay, so when you're talking to Miri.
Everything out in the open. Is there anything else you want to ask before we go, Commander?
Yeah, multiple viewpoints. So when you wake up,
Where are we going?
when you wake up on the Lazarus Project, you can, you know, you're trying to get off the Cerberus station after Shepard wakes up from the coma. When you talk to Miri here, she says that she has the last shuttle off the ship. Okay, if you ask Miri that you say you don't want to go with Cerberus, she says it's the last shuttle off the ship. Okay, did you look left? There's 2 more shuttles right there. Is that really the last shuttle off Cerberus station with Miri? Oh, yeah. Yeah, that would be your left. You look left. Bad writing or... But see, they want you to run. They want you to run because you're in combat. It's fast paced. Get going. Don't look left though, because Miri really has the last shuttle off the station. Who knows? Okay, I wanted to show you guys something. I wanted to show you guys, like Bruv just said, because he's... we're experiencing from multiple viewpoints at the same time. Carracks don't have that luxury. Yeah, I also think there's a shared... So the effects of Reaper indoctrination is a shared memories, collective consciousness. Okay, so I'm gonna play this here. Effect 2. Because I've read the books and watched movies and stuff. I haven't watched them all and played them all, but I want you to watch. I want you to watch this and tell me if you see anything wrong.
Watch it!
Through this way.
Christ. Jesus.
Hey.
Throw them to the Reapers.
Okay.
Everyone's dying.
Come on. You've got to get out of here. Take my hand.
You can't help me.
I don't want to help you.
Shepard! In here.
Okay, did anyone see anything wrong with that? Give me 1 second. I want to refill the pipe. But if anyone saw anything wrong with that, type it out. Ah, no one, huh? Okay. Now, let me point to... Oh, man. Christ in heaven. Oh, 1852. Okay, 21852. Okay, so we're here. So we're here in Mass Effect. So this is Mass Effect 3, and this is the first stream. In-game, guys. In-game lore. Okay. Okay, and then we're back.
Take my hand.
You can't help me.
I don't want to help you.
Shepard! In here!
I don't...
Shepard! In here!
Okay. Well. What's an effect of Reaper indoctrination? Oh, God, it's bright. Grayson lowered his arm, and it took him a full second before the significance of the action struck him. He had lowered his arms, not the Reapers, him. The biotic display must have temporarily weakened their control of his body. Recognizing that their domination of his will was not yet absolute, was all the encouragement he needed to fight back. The whispers in his head grew to an angry roar as Grayson struggled to regain control of his physical form.
Shepard!
Come on. You gotta get out of here. Take my hand.
You can't help me.
I don't want to help you.
Shepard! In here!
Where are the legs? Ah. Jesus. The whispers in his head grew to an angry roar. That's, so... If you didn't know... If you didn't read the, book... You wouldn't know that this is an effect of indoctrination. Because it's not set in game, it's set in the books. The books have different forms, different symptoms of indoctrination. So I would say this is Shepard fighting the control of the Reapers.
Everyone's dying.
You hear no sound in the background.
I've got to get out of here. Take my hand.
You can't help me.
I don't want to help you.
Shepard!
Right there.
In here.
That's the whispers growing to an angry roar as Shepard's trying to regain control of her physical form. And we're in a dream right here. We know it 100% we're in a dream. I mean, it's also Shepard trying to regain control of her physical form. There's other parts in the story too, but I think that's a good enough example. Let's go to... I have to... Yeah, I think I have to go to my video. This is if BioWare is really bad writers, like this one right here is monumentally retarded. This is beyond stupid. I mean, you're talking about creating Mass Effect and then creating this. Yeah, I'm looking for the ending. We're looking for the space magic. Okay. So we activated the crucible. Plus we all get cool green. I gotta skip forward a little bit. We're looking for the relays. Okay. It gathers... The blast gathers on the Citadel. It fires from the Citadel to the mass relay. Then it goes through the relay system. It goes through the relay network. All right. Does anyone see something wrong with this? This one should be easy. Yeah, the relay came apart. At least the 2 inner rings did. But does anyone see something wrong with this picture? No, we don't. Are Blizzard, is BioWare such bad writers that they don't even know the location of fucking Earth? I mean, you can believe BioWare are bad writers. But how bad do you want to fucking believe that they're bad writers? You know? I mean, if you can't get the location of Earth right, how are you even making a game of this magnitude? And it's just not one thing I'm showing you guys. I mean, I'm showing you guys a lot of information that on its own you can say, okay, that's maybe okay, 3 days, they got a few days wrong, and that's fine. But not when I show you the rest of it. In you know, I mean, when you can't even get the location of Earth right, that's not bad writing. That's just you probably shouldn't have children at that point. The world would be better off if you didn't. If you can't even animate the Earth location of Earth right. What's this video? Oh. Okay, I have one instance I can show, like, because I said a collective consciousness. I can show one instance of it. Well, I mean, I showed multiple instances tonight, but I can show an instance of it here. It's buried in the Arrival DLC. This is the reason I played the Arrival a few days ago. See, I'm trying to take all these inconsistencies and put them into a narrative that makes sense. I just don't know if this is actually like Shepard dying. And this is effect from the beacons. I think Shepard lives. At least it's possible. But I still think this is all a Leviathan controlled hallucination. Okay, so we're sent alone by request of Admiral Hackett to go to the Batarian system because his buddy Dr. Kinson was captured by Batarians. But then we find out Kinson is indoctrinated, and she's our goal is to slam a asteroid into the Reaper, into a mass relay, because apparently that's where the Reapers are going to come through. Oh yeah, I should say, I forgot. Also secondary, I closed it, didn't I? Okay. Okay, that's that connecting part right there, where that first green wave goes out to the second one. That's actually where the Batarian system is. That relay was destroyed in Arrival DLC. So that's also wrong lore-wise. Because Shepard destroys this relay that it travels to, and it also if Shepard doesn't destroy it by doing the DLC, it's destroyed in canon by the Alliance. The Alliance runs an operation if Shepard doesn't do it. So not only did they get Earth wrong, that secondary relay right there doesn't actually exist. Because that's the one we go to in Arrival. It's in the Bahak system. Did I close the video? Yep. Okay, so when you start Arrival, allegedly the Reapers are going to arrive in 32 minutes through the Bahak system. I sat here and waited 28 minutes. So if you don't leave the asteroid, this is what happens. And if you click reload, it just goes back to the last save. Okay, so you would think okay, so if you wait there, then the Reapers come through the relay, right? And that's showing the events that happen. So let's play it at half speed. One, we get this flashbang effect, and then Shepard stands completely straight. We see Reapers coming through the mass relay. We see the planet that Shepard crashed on. We see this planet in Mass Effect 2, the one that Normandy destroyed over, Alkera. And we see a helmet on a Pike. We see a Reaper on Ilium. This is actually going too fast. Ah, shit. Oh, that's really slow. It's not loading for me. Damn you. Wow, it's really going slow. Oh, I'm using it wrong, that's why. Oh, so I increased increments. I see what I'm doing. We see Reapers going through a relay. We see Ilium. Wow, this is playing actually so fast. We see more Reapers with the background. Back to the planet. We see the planet Alkera again. We see a Reaper and on the Citadel, and we see Captain Anderson. I don't know what we see here. Just a bright light with someone standing in front of it. More Reapers. Then we see all the squad mates for some reason on Ilium. All standing together. We see a Reaper landing on Ilium. And we see the squad mate members get melted. If you don't save them from on Mass Effect 2. Okay. I don't know where. Did I write it down? Man. Okay, I had to go to my video. So apparently I didn't save the footage. Oh, wow. I think I have to go to my Twitch channel. think I had to go back, didn't I? I thought I saved this damn video. Guess not. We're trying to fast forward through this. Man, I guess I didn't save it. Oh well. It was okay, so one of the researchers in the base describes this dream. Yeah, I must have saved a screenshot of it or something then. Damn it. Okay. Well, the researcher in the base describes this dream. So this proves that this right here is a dream. And again, if Shepard sees the same dream that the other researchers on the base see who are indoctrinated, that would be a collective consciousness. Bitch. I hate that. And I have another instance of a shared collective consciousness. I must have forgot to click record. I don't want to provide you guys with stuff and then say that's it's. I gotta provide the evidence in game for you guys. Now I gotta find what save it is. Oh yeah, I gotta go back down because I have I waited a lot for that. Go 2947.
Is acting strange lately. Like she doesn't care.
No, I think it's right at the start. It's right after Shepard wakes up. I can't go back far enough, damn it. It must have redid the, Oh, I didn't go back far enough. There's... I see. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm playing with the mouse. The sensitivity is so high. Okay, let's look at the dream real quick. Or what happens? What happens if we don't leave? Base. Okay, so that must be what happens, right? When Shepard doesn't leave the base, the Reapers come back.
I woke up this morning in a cold sweat. The nightmare was back, the one with the enormous starship crawling through the Citadel and all my friends turning to dust. Even now I can see it in my mind. Why won't this stop?
Oh, so it's not actually the events of what happens. It's their collective. It's the dream they keep having here. All the indoctrinated people. Yeah, there's the evidence. I found it. So that's actually the dream the indoctrinated people are having, not what happens if you leave the. Not what happens when the Reapers come back through the relay. So that would be evidence for a collective consciousness that Shepard started having right there. Man, I'm already like 3 hours into this, aren't I? No, 2 hours, 33 minutes. Jeez. I mean, when you can point to so much stuff, you know, I mean, I'm like what, 5 hours. The other video was what, 2 hours 30 minutes. I'm already like 5 hours, and this is like either bad writing on such a level that I can keep pulling shit out, or just maybe there's, you know, the subtext had more hints, and I can still keep going on with stuff. I didn't even have enough time to film all the shit. So I wasn't surprised on the ending with little Star Brat, because I looked at all the codex. I looked at every planet. So I think this. So it seemed like little Star Brat came out of nowhere, didn't he? Did it seem to you guys like Star Brat came out of nowhere? Okay. Well, I read all the codexes, so this wasn't. It wasn't like jarring to me to like it was to everyone else. Probably. Okay, so let's go back to Mass Effect 1. Let's go to a planet codex. Let's go back to... Let's go back to Clint Corey in Mass Effect 1. Clint Corey is a rock and ice planet with an atmosphere composed of chlorine and argon. The frozen surface is mainly composed of potassium with deposits of iron. Clint Corey is famously claimed by the eccentric Volus billionaire. He claims that a vision of a higher being told him to seek on Clint Corey the lost crypts of the beings of light. These entities were supposedly created at the dawn of time to protect organic life from synthetic machine devils. Scholl has been excavating on Clint Corey's toxic surface for 2 decades at great expense. No government has valued the world enough to evict his small army of mercenaries. Oh, you mean the being of light? Did you read the one Mass Effect 1 codexes, bruv? Or were you just playing through the game so excited to see the ending, and then you got pissed at what you got when it was all there in front of your face? Oh, you guys want even more proof? Let's go back to Jessica Merizan, the Mass Effect community manager in 2012. Let's go back to her tweets in 2012, 9th of April. By the way, can we assume the Catalyst is a VIAI? Sorry to bother you. Well, then don't post a fucking message to someone then. Jessica Marizin, community manager at BioWare. It's presumed to be a being of light. See Mass Effect 1 lore. Oh, look at that. Mass Effect is those bad writers, guys. Oh. Hell, maybe there's something else going on in the story. You got sidetracked by all the bright lights and shit. Holy shit, Nightbot. Holy shit, Nightbot's a being of light. I mean, if BioWare didn't have a story laid out, then what is this? Well, the Mass Effect endings were dog shit. I mean, I put in the time and go back to post on 2012. You know, all time puts in the work. What am I looking at? You know? And let's go. I can't even see. I can't see that far. Final Hours. Again, these posts are from 2012. Final Hours seems to definitely state that the ending on the disc was planned and final. How does that make indoctrination theory impossible? From Jessica Marizin. Again, remember... So we got... I don't know if you guys got in early, but I showed why the other guys wasn't trustworthy. The Chris Hepler. What's with the ending? It was confusing and very dreamlike. Was it supposed to be like that? Mass Effect themselves. The ending was as we intended, so yes. And here's what I said, guys. The AI Catalyst, Starchild, Starbrat is internally referred to as the Guardian. Not Starbrat, not Catalyst, and not AI. Quarians don't die because it's not Reaper Tech. Then why do Geth die? I know EDI has sovereign code, so that makes sense. We don't see the Geth die, so there's no reason that the Guardian isn't being completely honest. If only one of those implications wasn't that Tally was stranded on a mysterious planet without Shepard. So choose Red and go save her. Because that's the only place Shepard can be alive. Shepard dies in all other endings. You have to choose the Red ending, and you have to have enough EMS points that Shepard survives. Shepard can still die in the destroy ending. But the destroy ending is the only one he can live in. Okay, I think the last thing. Let's point out two more things. Like I said, remember, guys, I said that the Prothean was not a one-to-one translation of the species name, and Leviathan isn't either. Nor is Reaper. Remember, we call Sovereign, but he calls himself Nazara. And I think, from what I remember of Andromeda, I assume Jarden or Leviathan, AI is Remnant, and Reaper, Ket is Reaper. So the whole thing we needed to find a... Remember we needed to find a cipher in Mass Effect 1? Why did we need to find the cipher? Because no one could understand Prothean, right? Well, let's go to the book. What does the book say? Almost immediately, it had become apparent that the Protheans, the name given to the unknown alien species, had been far more technologically advanced than humans, and they had vanished long ago. Most estimates place it at nearly 50,000 years old. However, the Protheans had built the station from materials unlike anything found naturally on Earth, and even the passing of 50 millennia had done little to damage the valuable treasures inside. Most remarkably were the data files the Protheans had left behind. Millions of tetrabytes worth of knowledge still viable, though compiled in a strange and unfamiliar language. Deciphering the contents of those data files had become the holy grail of virtually every scientist on Earth. It took months of round-the-clock study, but eventually the code of the Prothean language was broken, and the pieces began to fall into place. For conspiracy theorists, this was seen as a fuel for their fire. It should have taken years, they argued, for anything to come out of the bunker. So this is reference to this is talking about the Mars archive. So it took humanity 30 years to this 3 months, 3 months to decipher the Prothean language. Why did we need a cipher? And remember, the Asari are 1,000 years old. Now, true enough, Shepard might not have known. He might not have studied the Prothean language. However, Liara was a Prothean expert. How come Liara couldn't read Prothean? If humans could speak Prothean in 3 months,
30 years prior to the events of Mass Effect 1, then how come the Asari who had active beacons and who talked to Javik himself, who actually had allegedly Prothean involvement in their species, how come they couldn't read Prothean? I tell you, Shepard is still in medical isolation. Shepard was in medical isolation. Mass Effect 1 happens. We go to the beacons. The beacon explodes. Shepard's thrown into a collective consciousness, along with probably everyone else on Eden Prime. We haven't even seen a Reaper yet, or the AI yet, because we've been, at this point, in a Leviathan-controlled hallucination. This isn't bad writing. I mean, if this is bad writing, my God. I can... I mean, if you get the location of Earth wrong, Christ, there's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do to try to say, hey, no, maybe BioWare's trying to point at something. I mean, I'm just providing fucking evidence after evidence for you guys at this point. I don't know what. Now, the question is, does BioWare follow through with this? Because we also got, does BioWare follow through with it? I don't know how many people caught on to this. 2. So, I caught on to this early. I can go all the way back to Mass Effect 1. So let's play it real time. And I can bring this all the way back to Mass Effect 1. Did you see Shepard? Did you see what she did? I know at least 5 instances of this. Maybe at least 3 clear ones. Let's slow it down. Let's watch Shepard's eyes. There's multiple times through the game where Shepard looks at us. It's just hidden very fast in a lot of the scenes. But you can clearly see her eyes shift. I can take this back to Mass Effect 1. So it's not something new. And obviously at full speed it's more difficult to tell. Yeah, it's the fourth wall break. I don't have any other just things of it, but I mean that's clear enough for you guys. Shouldn't have to provide more evidence. I can. I can provide a lot more. This is just the shit I could record. Okay. Last one I'll do tonight. Evidence of Leviathan. Evidence of Leviathan interfering with humanity. Okay. So I didn't talk to the consort on the first playthrough, and this is hidden. It's not listed anywhere in like the there's no journal, there's no codex, and this gets flagged in your save as an important event, but it's never followed through in the next two games. But it is flagged in the save files as an important event. So if you go talk to the the consort,
When the consort will be able to
you try to talk to her, but you can't get in.
go in? I'm afraid not. Yeah, you must understand there are many who seek the consort services. But if you wish to leave your name, she'll make every effort to meet with you.
Just tell her it's the all-time.
What is the consort?
Entertainment.
So if you do this,
She's merely a woman. That they leave.
if you try to leave, she always interferes and requests Shepard directly.
Station tips can add you to it. Oh, well, I hope you'll
I wish to speak with her.
That's a consort.
Yes, of course, mistress. Huh. It appears the consort has taken notice of you. She'd like to meet with you now.
Okay, that doesn't seem out of place too much. Other than Shepard just skipped a year's worth of wait. So if you talk to her, she wants you to get the Turian General Septimus to not spread lies about her. That's her quest. So once you go talk to Septimus, and then you go talk to the Elcor, you smooth things out with them. And then this is the quest turn-in.
I recently received a lovely note from Septimus. Thank you for speaking with him. Even the Alcor diplomat has withdrawn his campaign against me.
It was my honor to aid you.
You are too kind, Commander, but I would not expect you to help me out of the kindness of your heart. I also have one more thing to give you, if you are interested.
50.
I'd be honored.
I offer a gift of words, an affirmation of who you are and who you will become. I see you. Your uniform fits as though you were born wearing it. You are a soldier through and through, proud, solitary, alone, but it gives you strength. It is that strength that people are drawn to. It is why you lead and others follow without question. You will need that leadership in the battles to come. This may be who you are, but it is not who you will become. It only forms the basis for your future greatness. Remember these words when doubt descends, Commander.
You have quite a gift, Shaira.
By the way, pick the bottom option. Is that it? Because you'll get a special cutscene.
Thank you. Not everyone appreciates it as you do. Never underestimate the power of words. Here, Commander. In light of your efforts...
Okay, here's the interesting part. This adds questions. I would like you to have this small trinket.
With the Alcor ambassador, I would like you to have this small trinket.
1854.
What is it?
A small mystery. I've never learned its use or purpose, but I sense it is time for me to pass it on. And now I must ask you to leave.
Okay, I sense it is time for me to pass it on. Your sense or someone else's?
I have done everything I can for you.
Let me see where. Okay. So, remember I told you guys about the sphere on Elatonia, right? That's the next sphere we meet. Same game, Mass Effect 1, right? So, you have to just come across this because it's nowhere in the journal or codex or anything. So that's Elatonia. And then I flew to Elatonia. Okay, there's the beacon. Sphere. So now with this, nothing happens unless you have the sorry trinket. So it actually changes. You can recover the protein ruin now. Get a look at it. So having that trinket changes the beacon. So when you activate it, I'm talking, I think. Okay, so this is where it is. Okay, so now with the beacon from the consort, this is what it changes to. Examining the strange Prothean artifact reveals a small, irregular slot on the underside. Remembering the strange trinket you received from the Asari consort on the Citadel, you pull it out and place it into the slot. The ball explodes in a brilliant flash of white light, momentarily blinding and disorientating you. Slowly your senses return as you wake from a deep sleep. You are alone in the forest, though you are not far from the caves you share with the others of your tribe. There is a pain and a small lump in the back of your skull, as if a chip of flint had been forced under the surface of the skin. Leaning on your bone-tipped spear for support, you rise to your feet. A sound draws your attention upward, where a strange creature hovers high above you. It is unlike the birds you hunt by the lake's edge. It has no head and no wings, yet somehow it flies. It is a beast of shining silver, hanging motionless in the sky like a cloud. You sense it is watching you, studying you. Okay, so we can count out Reapers because Reapers are bluish black. So a beast of shining silver. We can roll out Reapers. And I've seen people say, "Oh, well, it's a Prothean ship." We haven't seen a Prothean ship, so I don't know what color they are. But who else is silver? Maybe our boy Leviathan is silver. Maybe your context is wrong. Oh, it must have been the Protheans. No, bro. This is. I haven't read the rest of it. You sense it watching you. It's watching you, studying you. We're on an uninhabited planet, and we're reacting to allegedly a protean sphere, which we now know as Leviathan spheres. I think I'm reading it here. Yeah. Raising a hairy fist, you shake your spear at it in anger, and the creature rises up quickly until it disappears from view. With a satisfied grunt, you make your way back to your caves and the rest of your tribe. You fall into the familiar patterns of life, the hunt for food, battles against other tribes. Days roll into nights and back into days. Each time you rise from sleep, there is a sensation that you are not alone, that some other is with you, sharing all you see, hear, and feel. At these times, your hand goes back to the strange lump at the back of your skull, and you remember the silver creature in the sky. The air grows colder, winter falls, you must range farther for food, clutching the furs tight against you to ward off the chill. It is on one of these long hunts that the strange bird returns. You hear it before you see it. It's a call, a deafening roar as it descends from above, swooping down on you. A single great eye opens on the underbelly, a glowing red orb. You try to run, but a finger of red light extends from the eye and engulfs you, and all goes black again. You wake an instant later to find yourself on Elatania, lying on your back. The Prothean artifact looming above you undamaged, and your companion standing over you. They help you to your feet, puzzled. There was a flash of light, and you just sort of toppled over, one explains. Are you okay, Shepard? The other asks. You don't answer right away, wondering at the implications of what you have seen, the memories of a Cro-Magnon hunter, captured by an implanted Prothean data recorder. How long did they study the primitive humans, observing them and analyzing the results at their base on Mars? And what, if anything, did they learn from us? I'm fine, you finally reply, realizing this is a mystery you'll probably never solve. Forget about it. Memories of a Cro-Magnon hunter. Silver flying creature. It's a Prothean ship. No, there's a 50,000 year window where the Reapers are not here. So the Leviathans can go through the galaxy and observe that lesser species. Except for some reason, we have a Reaper. It seems like the second one is actually a Reaper. You hear it before you see it. Its call, a deafening roar as it descends from above, swooping down on you. A single great eye opens on the underbelly, a glowing red orb. You try to run, but a finger of red light extends from the eye and engulfs you. So that part's a little bit confusing. Is it a Leviathan that came back and killed him? Or a Reaper? And then the other circumstances is how did an Asari have a data recorder in the Cro-Magnon, that was implanted in a Cro-Magnon human, pre-human. And again, change Prothean to Leviathan and it makes sense. Because we never found Prothean artifacts, we found Leviathan artifacts. Let me see. So I think it's just attributing the wrong technology to the wrong species. So the images from Mass Effect 5, everyone thinks is freaking Prothean. It's not Prothean, this is Leviathan technology. This isn't, because I think the current thing is people think this is Prothean. Prothean somehow got out of the Milky Way galaxy. And these are other Prothean ruins out in the cosmos. These are not. These are Leviathan. You're attributing the wrong name to the wrong species. This is Leviathan technology. This is Leviathan remnant technology. Not the poor little Protheans who got wiped out in the last cycle. I don't know if I've never seen a more confused player base. I think, except for World of Warcraft. I don't think anyone knows what's going on in World of Warcraft either. I haven't noticed that people confuse Leviathan with Reaper. Other than the Reapers themselves, I don't think we've really seen Reaper tech. Like, other than... We've seen nanites in the books. We've seen the Reaper Dragon's Teeth that create husk. Other than that, I don't think we've really, or I'm not remembering right now. Anything you see in game that's not clearly stated to be Reaper tech is just take it and assume it's Leviathan, not Prothean. Or it could be Remnant tech. But we don't really see Remnant tech until Andromeda. So my current theory, just as in the video here, is the beacon exploded. Shepard's in a Leviathan controlled hallucination, or Shepard took information from the beacon and has placed it together subconsciously. And if we rename some of the stuff in the game, it makes more sense. When I play Andromeda, if you see Remnant, it's AI. If you see Jarden, it's Leviathan. If it's Ket, it's Reaper. But it's the same story, just being told differently. I think what either is going on is Shepard was still in a coma and taken to a hospital on Eden Prime, and he was in isolation, and or Eden Prime is ground zero for the attack, the Reaper attack, or Leviathan attack. One or the other. But I think indoctrination and enthrallment share the same symptoms. So I'm looking at all the symptoms as a symptom of enthrallment before indoctrination. Because that would mean Shepard never encountered a Reaper. Or AI, because we're in hallucination. Given the events of Andromeda, I think there might be some type of possibility that reality can be warped. That Leviathans and Reapers are actually so powerful that there is some type of warping of reality that goes on. But that would be more... I don't know if you guys saw when I first started, I said that I saw Mass Effect as more of a psychological horror. Think Silent Hill 2, if you're familiar with Silent Hill 2. And I took it to be more Lovecraftian, Cthulhu type, than just sci-fi Star Trek, or sci-fi Star Wars. See, you're familiar with the psychological horror. That's what us naughty vampires do to our victims. If BioWare goes with this setting, I think it could be... If BioWare continues to do what I think they did, which Shepard was probably the first part of the people waking up, and then Ryder was the second. I think people are also trying to get apart into the collective consciousness. I think in Andromeda, because I can prove Andromeda too. Andromeda is probably people trying to get into the collective consciousness and wake up. Either trying to wake up people on Eden Prime or trying to wake up anyone who's enthralled into the by Leviathans. All right, so I'll end the video here. I think this is going to be a 4-hour video. Jesus. 1 hour, 21 minutes, and then I crashed, and I talked for 1 hour and 55 minutes. Okay, that's not exactly 4 hours. At least I didn't get any backlash on my video, which is nice. Okay, so I'll stop the recording here.